خداوند نیکان را دوست دارد. از غریبان محافظت می کند. از یتیمان و بیوه زنان نگهداری می نماید. اما نقشه های بدکاران را نقشه بر آب می کند. خداوند تا ابد سلطنت می نماید. ای اورشلیم، خدای تو در طی تمام دورانها حکمرانی خواهد کرد. خداوند را سپاس باد. آمین.
We believe in the Lord, who is God of widows, orphans, and strangers.
We believe in the holy duty of protecting those who lost home, peace, and opportunity for human life with dignity.
We believe that people we work with have right and power to govern their own lives. We are there to help them restore that right and empower them in the process.
ADRA Serbia implements several programs of support to vulnerable groups in Serbia. Refugees and asylum seekers from the Middle East are one of them. The mission of the SDA Church in Serbia is prophetic, to proclaim the prophetic hope for the tired time and generation, and to do prophetic deeds of protecting those robbed of their rights in the name of justice and compassion. ADRA focuses on the second. This report of the Southeast European Union Conference deals with the work of ADRA Serbia, one of 4 ADRA offices in this union conference. Since 2015, more than 1 million refugees from the Middle East have passed through Serbia. Wars and severe poverty were the reasons. Serbia is still on the so-called Balkan route, seeing dozens of new arrivals each month. Presently, there are 5,000 refugees and asylum seekers in Serbia, accommodated in 19 governmental facilities. The largest one is 5 kilometers from Belgrade, the capital of Serbia, with 500 individuals, 50% of whom are children. They have been spending from 1 to 2 years in it, considering whether to remain here or move on to other European countries. Government centers provide for basic needs, 1 room per family, and 3 meals per day, and laundry services. This is essential, but hardly meets all needs human beings have a right to be met. First, children's right for education, so that they do not lose precious time for acquiring knowledge, socialization, and preparation for life. Second, children's rights for normal childhood, which includes play and laughter. Third, parents' rights to feel useful, to work, and earn. Their need to spend time with friends, their right to a normal life. The life of the government facilities is becoming increasingly depressing. It affects negatively their health and well-being. Lack of space, only 1 room per family, isolation from the community, too much idle time. Having these needs and rights in mind, ADRA established a community center in January 2017. A facility 5 kilometers from the asylum center is turned into a community center with 66 square meters of closed and 1,200 square meters of open space. The facilities include classrooms, IT corner, children's corner, women's corner, office for psychological counseling, workshop space, and a large sports hall. The open space is for sports and games. To get there, refugees either use free public transport or ADRA transportation. Also, people from the local community participate in programs. The community center is quite a dynamic environment. Each day, 70 children, youth, and parents use its different facilities and programs. ADRA integrates 100 refugee children in Belgrade schools. Each early morning, ADRA's vehicle picks up around 100 children at the asylum center's entrance and drives them to 10 Belgrade schools. Children are so eager to go to school that they all wait at the fence with their school bags a full hour before the ADRA vehicle arrives. They are curious and hungry for knowledge. In the schools, cultural mediators, together with ADRA's interpreters for Farsi and Serbian, help children and teachers in classes. On the other hand, the community center complements these efforts through assistance in learning. Serbian language lessons help these kids to benefit from classes in schools. They are fast learners, but cannot cope without Serbian language skills. Educationalists assist with homework. Children and the parents enjoy ADRA's center due to its good conditions for sports and recreation. This is appreciated by children and youth because it benefits their overall health, but also calms them down and prevents behavioral problems. Mothers and girls organize their activities in the Women and Girls Corner, creative workshops, meetings, talks with ADRA specialists, or women's issues. Finally, youth of 16 and above and young parents participate in vocational training for different occupations. ADRA cooperates with local businesses and organizations offering certified 3-month courses for many occupations. Until the end of 2017, 60 women and men, young women and young men, will have successfully completed these courses. Some of them will get employed in Serbia, some will use these skills in other countries they want to go. This is important empowerment for their future and for their social integration. Also, it restores their sense of self-worth, of being useful to others, and builds their dignity and capacities. Knowledge is the only thing no one can take from us, says an 18-year-old Afghani. One of 45 unaccompanied minors who left Afghanistan fleeing from forceful mobilization by Taliban, but also with a mission to provide for their struggling families back home. ADRA's team consists of coordinators, psychologists, teachers, social workers, lawyers, specialists for women's issues, drivers, and animators. ADRA cooperates with the government, the local community, and other organizations.
There is always a space for improvement. What we try to do in a better way is to include more local churches in the daily activities of this community center. The community center has become clearly a center of influence. What we try to do in addition is to make it part of our church's ministry and mission. And this is a learning experience. An Afghani father told us recently, all myself and my family want is a normal life, a decent normal life, even boring life. And now we need something to give us hope that this is achievable. Instinctively, to us, to Adventists, to Christians, comes a need to present the reality of the new earth to these people. And to present the new earth and to draw it as a picture to boy and girls and girl, to women and men who have lost their state, who are left without roots and are in limbo. It's not easy. Of course it's not easy. But luckily what is possible is to create an environment which will be a place where no loneliness will exist for these people, where they will have human beings supportive and caring for their rights and dignity. And then, maybe, just maybe, it will be easier for them to imagine new earth and even to desire new earth.